young man that could show just how good a race driver he is, as Jeff pointed out.
The equipment has been improving all season long for this 39 team. Ryan Sieg, the driver, and they are in the Xfinity Series chase with some work to do. They know coming in they're not the fastest car, Jeff, but they've got to be consistent to try to make it through the round. They've got to make something happen here at Dover and in Charlotte next week.
Well, they're not the fastest car, but they're also a good car. They run well. You see them a lot in the top 12. That's where they run. They're 5 points behind where they need to be right now. But, you know, I feel like they have a shot. I mean, they have a shot. But again, they can't afford, they cannot have a bad race. They have to be at their top level. They have to get finishes that are their best finishes. They can't have their average finishes. So they got to find a way to improve a little bit because, again, they're 5 points back. But you have to assume Brandon Jones, Ty Dillon behind them, they have fast race cars. You have to assume that they're going to be moving forward.
Let's head back down to the garage and Marty. And for the Xfinity Series, Cup cars have been on the track. Xfinity Series finishing up their first practice in the 39 of Ryan Sieg, Marty, 14th quick in single lap times.
And Dave finds himself 5 points outside of that chase cutoff line to make it to the next round. How's the car running at Dover? We'll take a listen.
Yeah, when you say you felt the joints more with this, was it floaty like driving an old Cadillac or something, or was it just choppy and rough? Choppy and rough everywhere, even up the straightaway.
The veteran Mike Ford on the radio there asking about the handling of the race car. What does Letard always say? It's not a ride contest, it's a speed contest. But Jeff and DJ, I'm wondering, have you ever felt like you were driving a Cadillac here at Dover?
Well, to be clear, Steve never drove. So the ride does matter. And at this racetrack, it's, you know, the thing about this racetrack is all the seams, you know, where the concrete sections are put together, those seams, just like you feel every one of them. And if you get too harsh on the shocks, it can hit those seams really hard. And it's a very, very rough ride. I mean, you want it to be as rough as you can take where it's not going to hurt the tires. But I've never had a car drive, you know, so soft that I felt like it was, you know, floating and all that, because you really want the car in the racetrack at Dover.
Okay, let's be honest. There's probably only one of us here that knows that Cadillac feel that he was talking about there that's old enough to do that and understand exactly what Mike Ford was talking about.
And Dave never drove either.
Oh, here we go. So Ryan Sieg continuing with just...
Ryan Sieg in the 39. Back out on track. Ryan currently 10th on the grid. Let's go back into the garage and Dave.
Elliott Sadler is in the garage as well, Rick, and during the...
Participate. It was announced that Jones will return to Richard Childress Racing next year in the... This is the second race of the first round for the Xfinity Series. Let's go back into the garage and Dave.
And Rick, Mike Ford likes what he's seeing out of his driver, in particular one area on the racetrack.
For you, the thing looks good center out. I mean, there aren't many guys that can keep the thing as low center out as what you can. You know, just that yaw out, turn it down in, kind of bothers me. Yeah, getting in. Yeah. I was just trying to see if it was going to tighten up, but I don't think it was. That's why I kept going.
That was the voice of Mike Ford, calling himself the consultant on that team. You saw there Cowboy Starlin helping make the changes to this race car. So far, pretty positive for Sieg, who is 7th in single lap times.
Let's learn a little bit more about the driver of 39, Ryan Sieg.
I'm Ryan Sieg, driver of the 39 Chevrolet Camaro for RSS Racing. Jennifer Aniston. She's older and has more experience. Dogs, for sure. I've always been around dogs. Much more friendly, more fun to play with. Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt, the Intimidator. Blondes are more fun. The Georgia Bulldogs, from Georgia. Live close to Athens, so go visit them a lot. Farmers only, of course.
I don't think Jennifer Aniston is on farmersonly.com, though.
Nor is she going to be a NASCAR fan if these drivers keep talking about her being old.
Yeah.
That's the second driver that has said Jennifer Aniston is.
They have it so close. They say she's a lovely lady for her age.
Yesterday, How many times did you think back and say, hey, we got the win in the bank, I don't have to worry?
It was kind of a joke after we did struggle a lot yesterday in the first practice, and I walked him in the truck and we're all focused trying. I was like, hey guys, supposed to have fun this weekend, right? And we all kind of busted out laughing. But that, you know, that competitive nature really takes over, and you want to get the car as good as we can get it, and I need to do as good a job as I can do. So even though we're locked in, we still want to go ahead and do a good job for our sponsors and all our partners at Junior Motorsports.
DJ, I think you echoed that yesterday. You said, hey, you always want to be competitive. You can rely on that win, but you always want to go out and give yourself a shot at the win. And certainly that's what DIA wants to do here at Dover.
Yeah, everybody has to continue to do their job and do it well. And that's what this is built on. You know, this is only 7 races long, so they've got 6 races counting today left.
Drivers who have some work to do. One is Ryan Sieg. He's with Kelly.
And he'll be starting 14th later today after a decent start to that qualifying. So what are your expectations with that starting position, Ryan?
Our expectations are high. I like racing here, and we unloaded really good and had a good car all through practice. The Midstate Chevrolet got better in the second run. We never put on new tires, so we were worried about race runs, and it was really good.
You say you like racing here. Tell me, in fact, it's your favorite track. What is it about this place that's so special?
It's just a lot of speed. You can really get after it, and I just really like racing here. It's just something my driving style suits, and I'm really excited to get the Xfinity Series race in here today.
What has it meant to this team to be a part of the chase?
It's huge for us. We knew this was going to be our best shot to get into the next round, and we've really prepared well here and unloaded well, and that's what we needed, and just fine-tuned it in practice, and should be really good in the race.
Sure, goal one, get into the chase, you've done that. But seeing what happened and what transpired last week, probably not exactly what we were expecting coming into race 2 with a couple of those names like Eric Jones way below the cut line, as well as Ty Dillon. So now, what are the team's expectations? Do you guys feel like you have what it takes to advance to the next round?
I think we do. For these next 2, we were good earlier in the year, and we've come back even better. So I expect us to be well here and at Charlotte. So just going to have to go hard and try to get as many points as we can, and hopefully we can do that today.
How intense has it been?
Not too bad. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, but you know what I mean. We were a little bit unknown last week, and this week we have really high expectations. So hopefully I just won't mess it up. We've got a good car, and hopefully everything just goes smooth today.
All right, we'll see what he can do starting 14th, Mike.
Thank you, Kelly, and certainly a lot on the line for that young man.
Started, he will go off 4th.
Well, Dave, no doubt about one of the cool stories of the chase here in the Xfinity Series. Ryan Sieg able to make it in, 5 full-time employees on this race team. So just being in the chase, what has it done for your team and your organization?
It's put a lot of pressure on us to try to go out make it to the next round. We've all stepped up, and we want to make it to the next round, and at least give it our best shot and do all we can do, and that's what we've been doing.
How about the additional exposure, though? Because I noticed a few more sponsors on the hood, and that doesn't hurt a small team, does it?
Yeah, that's right. We actually, Wednesday of this week, we didn't have anything, and we put a tweet out saying we didn't have anything, and a couple people from earlier this year stepped on board, or came on board, and can't thank Midstate and American High Performance to come on this weekend and help us out.
You thought this round would be good for your race team, which surprised some people, because being a small team competing against these big teams like Gibbs at 1.5 miles, you feel like your strength. Why have they been a strength for your race team?
I guess it just suits my driving style. I enjoy going to the 1.5 miles, sir. A little more fun to me, and I guess I just figured them out quicker than short track. Has got to be really good with everything. You know what I mean? The car's got to handle pretty well. Here I can make up a little bit, not too much, but that's probably the main thing.
Mike, certainly a very cool story. Just 5 full-time employees, including Ryan, who works on the race car during the week and based out of Georgia as well. So not in the Charlotte area. A lot of odds to overcome, but they've certainly been able to do it to make the chase.
Yeah, certainly an underdog.
The sweet sounds of the anthem, letting everyone know that we're just minutes away. There's a few things you need to learn when you're up on top of the pit box.
Yeah, I'm not thumbs up yet. I hadn't even made a call. So.
We'll deal with that when it happens.
Track, Marty.
Kelly, right now Ryan Sieg doing a solid job in the 13th position. Mike Ford told me earlier this week that this week will tell us what we need to do for next week at Charlotte, because I feel like we have to pick up a couple of spots in the chase standings if we want to have a shot at Charlotte, because we feel like Dover, better racetrack for us. Right now for Ryan, dealing with a loose race car that builds looser the longer he runs. That's the handling issue they're dealing with, Kelly.
Completely different lines as Pit stops continue under green flag conditions.
Chaser Ryan Sieg on pit road, Rick, and like we said, his car just builds loose and gets looser the longer they run. Wedge and track bar adjustment trying to tighten.
Sieg, because of speeding, is now 2 laps down as we get ready for the restart.
Yeah, we talked about that having to get to pit road wasn't going to be devastating to Blake Hook, except the fact they couldn't get the car to refire, and he sat there before they could get it.
Daniel Suarez out front. Suarez, the 24-year-old out of Monterrey, Mexico, started his NASCAR career in the Mexico Series, where he had 10 wins and was the runner-up in the final standings in 2013 before transitioning over to the States and running for Joe Gibbs Racing. And now Daniel Suarez looking for his second career win, the first one coming at Michigan earlier this year. From Justin Allgaier. Ryan Blaney with an impressive showing today in the top 5. Alex Bowman, Corey LaJoie, very good run for the 24 team. J.J. Yaley, Elliott Sadler running 8th, Brendan Gaughan 9th, and Ryan Reed the top 10. This time by the white flag in the air. One more time around for Daniel Suarez.
Nice and easy, bud. Nice and easy.
Suarez has put on a clinic today. After leading 122 laps, getting ready to lead the 123rd and the final lap at Dover. Final time through 3 and 4. Daniel Suarez looking for his second career win.